Hello, welcome to this QVMail tutorial. In this video I'm going to show you how to use QVMail for the distribution of information contained in a QlikView file. In particular, this is the QlikView file that I'm going to use. It's called wines.qvw, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to extract records out of this object, which is table 01, tb01, and I'm going to send it out to one email address. Okay, let's get started. This is QVMail. I'm going to start by using the QVW files tab, and from here I can add my QlikView file to the list of available data sources. Okay, so this is the wines.qvw file. I'm going to need to use an alias. This is going to be used by QVMail internally. Well, if you need credentials to access your file, you can still insert them here under username and password. It is not the case of this file, so I can proceed to defining my procedure. I'm going to create one new procedure. I'll call it like this, and this procedure is going to be linked to that particular data source which I just defined. It's the only one in my drop-down list at the moment. Okay, let's move on to the message tab. I can write a little message to accompany my attachments, my reports when I'm sending them out. So what to say, report 2013 for example. Dear Mr. I can use a dynamic parameter here to customize a dynamic field to customize my email, so I can insert surname. Please find attached the new report. Regards, Mr. X. Okay. Now it's time to decide whom am I going to send this. So this is the list of my contacts. This is the internal address book of QVMail. Remember, you can always import a whole address book from an external source using the import data wizard. Okay, for the moment I'm just going to send it to myself. You see, I've inserted my email address here, and so I'm going to appear in the list. I'm going to be the only one to appear in the list of recipients. Just for the purpose of this presentation is going to be enough. Okay, time now to move to the Attachments tab. QVMail allows me to send out information either in Excel or PDF file. For this example, I decided to use Excel. So this is the name of my workbook. It's going to be, report 2013. And then within this workbook, I can define as many sheets as I want, connecting each and every sheet to one particular object in the original QlikView file. So I just want to connect this object, table 01, as I said before, to the sheet, I don't know, wine lab analysis. Okay, I'm ready. So I'm going to have one Excel file with just one sheet with presenting all the records copied from this object into the sheet. Well, I'm ready to run the procedure, the mailing procedure, and finally see if it works. But before doing so, QVMail allows me to use the debug mode, which is quite useful, because basically I can run the procedure, verify that the procedure is actually working, and not sending out any email. So if I've made any mistake, I still have time to fix it. And another very useful feature that goes very well together with this one, it's here on the message tab, under the message tab, and it's save attachments in folder. So I can use one particular folder, and QVMail is going to create subfolders within that folder for each and every one of the recipients in the list. So what is going to happen here, under the demo folder, QVMail is going to create one subfolder for me, and within that subfolder is going to store the attachments that has been created for me. And this is quite useful because in debug mode no email is actually going to be sent, but the attachment is going to be created no matter what. So as a system administrator, I still have time to take a look at the attachment and to see that the data that I want to send out in that report are consistent with the recipient. Okay, so let's run it in debug mode. From the log file here, I can tell that everything is fine. There are no mistakes. I close the log file, and I'm going to check that within my demo folder there is a folder for the procedure that I just created, and one subfolder for me, and within that folder the report is actually intended to be for me. So everything worked fine. Well, so everything seems to be working perfectly within my procedure. It's time to remove the debug mode and send out for good. Everything worked fine. What happens is QVmail shuts itself down. Well, this is my Outlook, and as you can see, I have received the email with the report attached. Okay, so that was QVmail for you, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and thank you for watching.